permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Chapter 9, verses 1 to 12. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit. And there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. John, the man who was exiled to the island of Patmos, was given a divine vision of the end times. Among the many terrifying and prophetic revelations he received one stands out as especially chilling. The moment when the bottomless pit is opened and an army unlike anything the world has ever seen is unleashed upon the earth. And at the head of this army is a king, a being, a destroyer. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, in Greek, Apollyon. This isn't just a mysterious character introduced in Revelation chapter 9. The name Apollyon has echoed through films, stories, and ominous myths. You might have come across the name before, perhaps in a video or a short film with dark undertones. But do you truly know who or what Apollyon is? Do you understand the power behind this being and the role he will play in the last days? Some have mistakenly thought Apollyon is just another name for Satan, based on the title, The Destroyer. But the Bible gives us clues that Apollyon is not Satan. He is another dark entity, one of Satan's chief commanders, likely bound in chains for a specific time, now waiting. The stage is set in Revelation chapter 9, where a series of trumpet judgments are being unleashed upon the earth. These trumpet blasts are not mere sounds. They are announcements from heaven that yet another wave of divine judgment is coming. Each trumpet brings more intensity, more horror, and more judgment than the last. When the fifth angel sounds his trumpet, something horrifying happens. John writes, Revelation chapter 9, verse 1, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit." Notice that the star is referred to as a him, a being. He is handed a key, not just any key, but the key to the abyss. The bottomless pit is not a symbolic place. It is a real realm, a prison for demons, a holding cell for some of the most vile spiritual forces that exist. Revelation chapter 20, verse 3 tells us that this is where Satan himself will be bound for 1,000 years. But before that happens, it is opened briefly during the sounding of the fifth trumpet. And what comes out is nothing short of apocalyptic. Even if Hollywood filmmakers were given a budget of $100 billion, they still couldn't come close to recreating the terrifying and supernatural events described in Revelation chapter 9. When most people think of the earth, they only consider what can be seen on the surface: mountains, oceans, and cities. But Scripture suggests that beneath the surface lies a hidden world that is spiritual, mysterious, and disturbing. The Bible doesn't describe the underworld as empty or silent. Instead, it is a realm inhabited by beings and forces beyond human comprehension. It was considered a place of confinement, not just for the dead, but for rebellious angels and bound spirits. Peter speaks of angels being cast into chains of gloomy darkness in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4, while Jude refers to them as being held in eternal bonds. There is so much about the abyss that remains a mystery to us. The Bible gives glimpses, just enough to awaken our awareness, but not the full picture. And truthfully, that's not just the case with the abyss. There's a vast amount we do not understand about the entire spiritual realm. Angels, demons, the workings of the heavenly courts, and the invisible battles that rage around us. These are realities that exist beyond the limits of our human perception. Even the physical world we live in holds secrets we've yet to uncover. The oceans remain largely unexplored. Scientists estimate that we have only mapped about 20% of the world's oceans. That means over 80% of the Earth's waters are still a complete mystery, filled with depths we've never seen and creatures we've never encountered. The depths of the Earth are still a mystery, and there are countless things happening in both the natural and supernatural dimensions that we cannot see. In all honesty, we are only scratching the surface of reality. Our understanding is limited, but one day, when we leave this world and stand before God, our eyes will be opened. We will see clearly. We will understand how much we misunderstood, how little we truly knew, and how gracious God was to guide us despite our limited knowledge. On that day, every mystery will make sense, and every unanswered question will finally find its answer. Remember this, the Bible says there are some strange things beneath our feet. As the pit is opened, smoke billows out like the smoke from a great furnace. And with it comes an army described as locusts, but clearly not ordinary insects. They are not here to consume grass or trees. Their mission is more sinister, to torment mankind. These beings are described with vivid, terrifying features, like horses prepared for battle, faces like men, hair like women, teeth like lions, and breastplates of iron. Their wings roar like many chariots charging into war, and their tails like scorpions with stingers to torment. These are not ordinary locusts. These are not hallucinations or metaphors. John is describing a demonic army so hideous and so precise in their torment that people will seek death, and death will flee from them, as stated in Revelation chapter 9, verse 6. The natural cycle of life and death will be paused. This is a supernatural punishment under divine jurisdiction. And leading this demonic horde is a king. Revelation chapter 9, verse 11 says, "And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon." This detail is critical. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 27 tells us that natural locusts have no king. These creatures are supernatural. They have a ruler, Apollyon. Apollyon means the destroyer. He is not just one of the demonic spirits, he is their commander, a prince of the abyss, a high-ranking being in Satan's dark hierarchy, perhaps one who fell with Lucifer but was bound for a specific time. And now, during the tribulation, that time has come. He is not working alone. He commands, he rules, he leads. Some confuse Apollyon with Satan, but they are distinct. Satan is described as the dragon, the serpent, the accuser, the deceiver. Apollyon is described specifically as the angel of the abyss. This suggests he has jurisdiction over that realm. Satan, during this time, is operating through the beast and the false prophet, working deception on the earth. Apollyon, on the other hand, is a general of destruction, unleashed for a short, terrifying window to bring judgment through torment. And it is all under God's sovereign hand. Make no mistake, this isn't Satan acting freely. The angel who opens the abyss was given the key. He didn't take it. He didn't break in. It was allowed, permitted, orchestrated. This is judgment. This is God allowing the wickedness of the world to be repaid in kind. The torment lasts 5 months, not 6, not 4, because even the duration is under divine control. This is not an out-of-control moment. It is a planned, preordained period of divine retribution. The creatures that emerge are not just random monsters. They are part of a structured demonic army. And this structure, this hierarchy, tells us something important. Evil has an order, it has leadership. Apollyon is the king, and his army is prepared, waiting, restrained until the appointed time. Revelation chapter 9, verses 7 to 10 offers a disturbing description of their appearance. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were, as it were, crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails. And their power was to hurt men 5 months. This level of detail is no accident. These creatures are designed to strike fear. They are engineered, perhaps, even by God's judgment itself, to inflict torment, not to kill, but to cause unbearable suffering. And the fact that they look so bizarre and unnatural suggests they are not to be understood as literal insects. John likely used the term locusts to emphasize their overwhelming numbers and destructive purpose. And their leader, Apollyon, ensures they do so with purpose. He is not just a symbol, he is real, and he will be unleashed. Revelation chapter 9 isn't just poetic, it's prophetic. It's warning us of a time coming upon the earth when demonic forces will be granted permission to physically afflict mankind. And it is not the end of judgment, just the beginning of the 3 woes. And through it all, God remains sovereign. The key was given, not stolen. The pit was opened, not by folds according to a divine timeline that was written long before the foundation of the world. The torment is limited. The duration is set. The targets are defined. Not one locust-like creature moves outside of the boundaries that God himself has established. Even Apollyon, king of the abyss, with all his demonic authority, fury, and power, can do nothing unless it is allowed by the one who sits on the throne. The passage is not merely a horror story. It is a revelation of God's control over chaos, a sober reminder that the God of mercy is also the God of judgment. For centuries, mankind has indulged in sin, laughed at righteousness, and trampled on the name
of the Most High.
But the time is coming when the heavens will no longer be silent, when the patience of God will come to its end, when mercy will give way to wrath, and justice will roar like a lion. The creatures from the pit are real. The torment is real. Apollyon is real. He is not a metaphor for chaos. He is not a symbolic figure of destruction. He is a being, appointed for an hour, a day, a month, and a year, and he is coming. And his name means one thing: destruction. But even destruction itself is under the rule of God.
Give me that. You have the little one.
Holy cow. You will not believe what's been going on. Do you remember that Mary's face? And I got all dusty, and I must have passed out because I woke up and you were gone. But Dr. Strange was there, right? He was like, it's been 5 years, come on, we need us. And then he started doing the yellow sparkly thing that he does all the time. What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.